You are exhausted. Not just physically tired, although you probably are, but exhausted in a deeper way. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Exhausted from trying to manage things that refuse to be managed. Exhausted from worrying about a future that never arrives the way you imagined it. Exhausted from measuring yourself against other people's lives and quietly feeling like you're falling behind. Exhausted from chasing goals that promised peace and delivered only the need for another goal. Exhausted from the constant noise inside your own head. And you've tried to fix it. You've read the books that tell you to think positively. You've followed the productivity advice that insists you just need better systems. You've visualized, optimized, affirmed, and planned. You've chased success, pleasure, recognition. Convinced that one more achievement would finally settle something inside you. And maybe it worked for a moment. But not at 2 in the morning, when your mind starts racing. Not when something goes wrong that you cannot fix. Not when life ignores your effort and does what it was going to do anyway. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. You are not anxious because life is difficult. You are anxious because you are trying to control things that were never yours to control. And there is another way to live. Not a modern hack, not a trend, not a promise that you'll get everything you want. An ancient discipline that offers something far more valuable. The ability to remain steady no matter what happens. That discipline is Stoicism. And I don't want to convince you that Stoicism is interesting, or impressive, or intellectually elegant. I want to make the case for something much stronger. Adopting Stoicism as a way of life can fundamentally change how you experience your own mind, your struggles, and your place in the world. Let's start with the problem, because it's real and it's everywhere. Modern life is quietly breaking people. Anxiety is everywhere. Depression is rising. Loneliness has reached historic levels, despite the prevalence of constant digital connection. People are medicated, distracted, entertained, and still deeply unsettled. This isn't because humans are weak. It's because modern life is deeply misaligned with human nature. You evolved to live among people you knew. Now you compare yourself to millions of strangers through screens. You evolved to do work with visible meaning. Now you spend your days producing abstractions whose impact you never see. You evolved for movement and physical challenge. Now your body sits still while your nervous system stays permanently alert. You evolved for scarcity and danger. Now you live in comfort, but your mind scans endlessly for threats that aren't there. Your ancient brain is running in an environment it was never designed for, and it is overwhelmed. What makes this worse is the solution culture that keeps offering you. It tells you to want more, to achieve more, to optimize more, to become more. And then, once you have enough, you'll finally feel settled. But you already know this doesn't work. Because no matter how much you accumulate, your peace remains fragile. And fragile peace is not peace at all. Stoicism begins with a radical but liberating observation. Some things are within your control. Most things are not. Your thoughts, judgments, values, and actions are yours. Outcomes, other people, circumstances, and the future are not. Almost all psychological suffering comes from confusing the two. Stoicism does not promise that life will become easy. It promises that you can become steady. It does not promise happiness in the modern sense. It offers something deeper, equanimity, a mind that does not collapse when plans fail. A character that does not break under pressure. A sense of self that does not depend on approval, success, or comfort. And this philosophy was not developed by people living easy lives. It was refined by a slave who owned nothing, by an emperor surrounded by war, plague, and betrayal, by exiles, soldiers, prisoners, and people who needed a way to survive reality, not escape it. Stoicism works because it aligns you with reality instead of demanding reality conform to you. Anxiety lives in the future. It feeds on uncertainty, imagined outcomes, and the illusion that if you worry enough, you might gain control. Stoicism cuts anxiety at the root. It teaches you to place your peace only in what is truly yours. Your character, your intentions, your effort, your response. You still plan. You still work. You still care. But you stop making your inner stability dependent on results you do not govern. Think about how much mental energy you spend replaying conversations, anticipating disasters, and fearing outcomes you cannot influence. When you release that false responsibility, something remarkable happens. Your mind quiets, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer fighting what you were never meant to control. That is not indifference. That is clarity. Modern life feels unstable because it is. Jobs disappear. Relationships end. Health changes. Reputation evaporates overnight. If your identity is built on these things, you are living on unstable ground. Stoicism teaches you to build your life on something solid: character, wisdom, courage, justice, self-control. These cannot be taken from you. They cannot be revoked by misfortune. They do not depend on luck. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he placed his sense of worth not in power, but in virtue. When disaster came, as it always does, he remained intact. You can do the same. When your worth is grounded in how you live, not what you possess, loss becomes survivable. Failure becomes instructive. Chaos becomes manageable. People often misunderstand Stoicism as passivity. In reality, it produces the opposite. When you are no longer terrified of failure, you act more boldly. When you are not desperate for success, you make better decisions. When your identity is not at stake, you become effective. Stoicism removes the emotional weight that paralyzes action. You do your best because excellence is within your control, not because you need a particular outcome to feel whole. This is why Stoics were leaders, builders, and survivors. They acted fully, without clinging. Life will hurt you. This is not pessimism. It is honesty. You will lose people you love. You will fail. You will be disappointed. You will grieve. The Stoic is not surprised by this. Stoicism teaches you to meet difficulty as material for growth, not evidence of injustice. Pain does not disappear, but it stops owning you. You learn to ask a different question. Not, why is this happening to me? But what does this require of me? Courage, patience, endurance, compassion. This is how suffering becomes meaningful instead of destructive. Stoicism offers the only freedom that matters, not the freedom to indulge every impulse, but the freedom to remain whole regardless of circumstances. You cannot be controlled by what you do not fear losing. You cannot be enslaved by what you do not need to feel complete. This is the freedom Epictetus taught as a former slave, and it is available to you. But here is the truth. Most people will agree with this and change nothing. Stoicism is not for people who want ideas. It is for people who want discipline, who are tired of being ruled by their own minds. You begin simply. Each morning, remind yourself what is yours to control. In each moment of anxiety, ask whether it deserves your assent. Each difficulty, ask what virtue it calls for. Not perfectly, but consistently. Over time, this practice reshapes you. You become steadier, clearer, less afraid. Not because life became easier, but because you became stronger. The Stoics proved this for 2,000 years. Now the question is simple. Will you remain exhausted, or will you begin the work?